It's Friday. Do you know where your IT pros are? We don't. It's Patch and Switch. And now, here they are, back from whatever hiatus or other things they do. Why is this show only every other week? I need to get paid. Somebody pay me more. It's Patch and Switch.
Early announcer, my goodness.
I think he was up late watching the hockey last night.
Oh, hockey.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Oh. The Canadians are on.
Yeah, I know.
Hey.
I know, but look, you're American now. You should have been cheering for the other team.
Just for you, buddy. That's my coffee cup today.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
It's because somebody showed up late, so they get bumped up in the lineup.
Oh, okay. They got filtered back in from the filter.
Yeah.
It's good to be back, my friend. Same time. It's been far too long.
Same time zone.
I know.
At least
all we do is meet in Teams meetings right now. So I'm glad we get together and have a little bit of fun.
A little bit of fun. Just a little bit.
Just
a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun. Yeah.
This week, I only advertised the show on the Blue Skies. Did not advertise on any other platform, so I apologize. Did not get organized on the rest of them. I think LinkedIn probably is not the place to advertise this, but
why not?
Well, we're not recruiters. We're not looking to hire people or fake people out with fake job advertisements right now. So
I think LinkedIn has actually kind of changed up a little bit.
They're turning more TikTok, are they?
I think
business TikTok for LinkedIn.
I thought you were a TikTok influencer now.
I can claim still being a TikTok influencer because I have at least 2 times more people following me than Thomas Maurer has.
Shots fired. He's not even in chat.
No, I know. I don't think he's ever been in chat.
I don't think he's ever watched the show.
Yeah, I know, eh? Yeah. So, although I got an alert from our social media advisors. There actually are social media advisors, but not for this show, who were saying that, you might want to wind down your TikTok stuff and then focus more on YouTube Shorts or something. And then now I think they've reversed their thing now that TikTok is back again, especially now it's back inside the stores. And so I don't know what to do. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing right now, which is not do anything on both platforms.
Good call.
It works.
Good call. Perfect. Great call.
Yeah.
Great call.
It works. It works.
We have some friends, Absolutely's in the house, as is newly minted MVP Patrick Winberg. He's newly minted.
Congratulations.
So he smells minty fresh. Minty fresh.
Oh, new award. He hasn't gotten the crystal yet. The crystal's coming.
No, he does not yet have the major award. It's still a minor award.
Crystal will be arriving.
Yeah. Kowski in the house. Vizio MVP also here. Cooper Schumann, J-Flo in the house. Apparently Cooper broke 2 teeth.
Ow.
Yeah, that's not good. No bueno. So J-Flo told him he has to get a job after he gets the teeth removed.
Do they have health care for pooches?
They do. Well, you can buy insurance.
Oh, that's true.
So I started an update 15 minutes ago on my other computer. It's 28%. So
nice.
This will be fun. Me trying to navigate everything on a single machine here.
Yeah, I've got my notification from last night that says, there's a new build you need to install. So I've got to go in and refresh my machine, but I'm waiting until after the show for that, which is always a good thing to wait for.
Yeah, this I wasn't able to open anything on the internet. It basically is like, no, you cannot go there. And I see the little icon at the bottom that says I need an update. So I'm like, we should probably do that. So,
well, hey, as a manager, as a team lead, I actually got notification that there's at least 5 people on my team that need to make sure that they have updated their YubiKeys. Otherwise, they'll be blocked access. That was very nice and proactive of everybody.
Yeah.
And so one of which is the people that help out on the show as the backup sound engineer.
Yeah.
So he has to make sure he updates his stuff before the end of the month, or he will be cut off.
That's it. No access.
No
Access denied. Access
Touch.
denied.
Yeah. So that's always good.
Our good friend Ledwig in the house comes in saying hello or aloha, as they say
Nice.
in Hawaii. I saw Ledwig actually last week, or no, 2 weeks ago now. At this point, I went cruising.
Yes, we partially named the show after you, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see the name of the show and I'm like, what is even happening? USB condom? I don't know.
Yeah, we had a sub in announcer person, which sounded like he smoked about 4 packs a day.
Yeah.
For his raspy voice. And we went through with the show and it was great. We handled it and it was properly published on schedule last Friday. For those of you that did not catch it live, you can catch it at patcheswitch.com or any of your favorite directories where you get your podcast from.
Look at that. So I can go back and listen to the replay that I missed because I was on a boat.
It's a streak. We can actually now say there's been 2 episodes published. Streak officially.
Nice.
So
going streaking in the quad.
We shall see if that continues for the rest of the year.
Nice. Wired Critic says, I ordered the key 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Still needs to be updated, eh?
Well, that's because he's covered in about 2 meters of snow right now. So,
2 meters of snow. What's that? Is that like 3 inches?
Yeah, it's about 3 inches. Kylo and Ren, our delivery moose, are a little bit slow crossing the border when it gets that deep because their horns get stuck when it's actually deeper than the snow itself. They can't. They can't.
They use them as snow plows.
Yeah. So we'll have to see about speeding that one up.
Fair enough.
So I have to ask you though, because you said you're on the boat, and we haven't really talked publicly since you're on the boat. Did you have the internets, and could you do stuff while on said boat?
I had the internet, so I was able to connect, and we were able to message and text and so on and so forth.
You didn't message me at all, and you didn't say hello or anything. So
I because you went on a motorcycle trip, and 2 you went off to Mexico. So I'm just like, dude, you enjoy your time disconnected. I'll enjoy mine. One of the good things is when you first connect to the ship Wi-Fi, they basically. They're like, oh, you need to do all these things. Turn this thing off, turn this proxy off, turn off VPNs. And I'm like, okay, fine. And then you go and you're trying to access things and a big page pops up and says, you're trying to access the internet via VPN. You need to turn that off. And I'm like, oh, if I have to turn this off, that means no email, no Teams. Yeah. Click.
They're that strict. You can't use it unless
you cannot use a VPN. Now you can.
Why is that?
There are some VPNs that you can use in a particular mode. At least that's what I saw on the various Facebook groups that I was looking at. But yeah, no, there was no VPN allowed. So
is that we have to ask our resident cruise expert, Mr. Ledwig? Is that the same on other boats as well, or was that this particular cruise line? It's that strict.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
But I mean, look, I'm not going to complain. I'll be honest with you. We had the internet, and apart from text messaging, which if you really wanted to, you can use the onboard app for the ship and message for free.
Oh yeah.
Ledwig says it's typical. I was, it was nice when I was having my morning coffee and I could get up and I could, watch my Instagram reels of people running into the garage doors. They're trying to jump over the little laser, while it's closing.
I would so totally do that.
Sliding downstairs or whatnot, which is, that's the fun. That's kind of my Instagram feed. That and a bunch of Disney food, because the Food and Wine Festival is upcoming and such. So, I didn't use a lot of internet when we were at port, because of T-Mobile. I obviously had some reduced speed stuff, so I could still be in contact. But it was.
Didn't miss it. The world did not fall apart,
dude. The world. So, all right. There's a lot of cruise stories. So this is going to be a trend over the next few episodes, just because the entire show would be cruise.
Okay, so
nonsense.
So what should we let the crowd decide? Is it one cruise story an episode or 2 cruise stories an episode? How many anecdotes are we going to allow? Put it in chat right now.
We'll do one short one now. We'll do another one later. But
okay.
So to address this issue, when I first got on the boat, look, my mind was blown because you go through. So first of all, let me say, Port of Miami is pure effing chaos.
Yeah.
Okay. On the outside, like just trying to get in. So number one, there was a Miami marathon happening, and they literally close off one of the major roads to the port to run the marathon. Our bus dude gets lost. We're literally driving. We have done U-turns in a massive tour bus or not a charter bus. This driver,
I picture like 15-point turns, not a U-turn. 15.
No, he did it. He did it in 4. And he would have been able. No, sorry. The first one was 5. He would have been able to do it in 4 had the one person, the car, just moved up just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And he was that close to tagging out. This dude, I mean, yes, he took the wrong turn and he should have stayed on the interstate so that we can get in instead of trying to take the tunnel to the port. Yes, he made that mistake. But the dude knows every single side road through downtown Miami to get us around everything and to get us back on track. So what should have taken 45 minutes might have taken us 90. But, who's counting? So anyway, then you get there and it's pure chaos. Like, people are yelling at each other. The taxi cabs are trying to run over the guys taking the luggage. It's just absolute chaos. And then you walk in the doors of the Royal Caribbean, what do they call that? Like their building, right? And it's like quiet. And everything is orderly and moving really, really quickly. And you go through security and you get your passport checked and you get your picture taken. And you go through and it's just... It's chill, and you get on the other side, and there's photographers there taking hey, we're going on a cruise picture. And then you walk through, like you do this back and forth, kind of like you're in a queue for Disneyland. And then you walk through these doors, and I swear to God, dude, you're in a mall. There's a pizza place. There's like some shopping stuff. There's like a coffee place. There's a bar that elevates from one floor up 4 floors. It's all like, I'm like, oh, this is cool. So when do we get on the boat? Yeah. And there's like, you're on the ship, dude. And I'm like, wait. Like, she's like, this is the promenade. It really
opens up into the thing.
And it's just this huge, like, it looks like a mall. Like, they've got like tile floors. Like, I was just like, holy crap.
Do they have the mall cops on the segways?
No, it's not that. I mean, no segways. That would be, dude, listen. They have all you can drink packages on this ship. You do not want segways with people who can with all you can drink packages.
No, definitely not.
So that just absolutely blew my mind. And then we went to our cabins, got everything. Or sorry, we went to lunch first because your cabins aren't ready when you first get on board. And everything. So go to dinner later on in the evening, and I go to Ledwick and I go,
where are all your bags? Where are all your bags?
Oh, you dropped them off at the porter. So the bus guy opened up the things, and like these 8 Port of Miami porters just come out of nowhere, like from behind these fences that you didn't know existed, which have like all the security scanners. They just all of a sudden, boom, and all your stuff is. They're like, hey, just go on, and I'm like, huh?
That's like when I go to a hotel, they try to take my bags up to my room. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Oh, no, you need, you have the special tag that you pre-printed out beforehand and everything. And they just come and it just, and then like a few hours later, your bags are just sitting outside your door. Mm-hmm. So a few hours later, we're at dinner and I go to Scott. I'm like, Ledwig, this is really nice. And I've toured the ship, I've gone to the multiple decks, gone and seen a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, why do you get off the boat for excursions? Because everything you need is right here. I'm like, I could we went to a buffet for lunch and there's a guy just sitting right like 10 steps inside the door with like this big cart full of iced cold beer and drinks. And I'm like, oh, I'd like the Voodoo Ranger, please. And he's like, okay. And he takes your card, he writes your little thing down, and there you go. I'm like, I don't have to do anything. Hey, if I want to go to the coffee place, I go and order an Americano, and it's just like they tap your card, and then there you go. It's all there. It's all there. Yeah. And so I was just like, I don't understand this. I eventually found out why you go on excursions, particularly when we went to St. Martin, because we went to this beach in St. Martin, which is probably one of the most beautiful things I had ever witnessed in my life. So that's why you do excursions. But it was fantastic. It was a good time. There was a lot of chaos.
Nice.
There were broken chairs and me falling. We'll get into all of that later. But I would have to say, I get cruising now. I always gave Scott and Kristen a lot of crap because they're just constantly. I get it now. I understand it because you don't think about it. You don't have to think about anything. When we got home, I was like, wait a minute. I don't get, like, I can't just walk up and get pizza before, like, for a late night snack. Where's
no
my wait staff
waiting
that know
for
me
you before you come to the show, that sort of stuff?
The second night at dinner, when I sat down, they brought me an espresso martini because I had ordered an espresso martini the night before. And so every meal, every dinner that we went to in the main dining room, anytime I'd sit down, espresso martini. And I'd finish that. I wouldn't even have to order another one. Another one just shows up. I didn't have to think about breakfast. I didn't have to think about cooking. Like, you just show up at main dining and you're like, oh, the French onion soup looks good for an appetizer. Oh, but there's also the shrimp cocktail. Well, would you like both? Well, of course I do. And then the first night, there was a cake on for dessert, right? So you order all of you order your whole appetizer, main, and dessert at one time. And I'm like, I'll have the cake, but can I get some ice cream with that? Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. The next night, I said, yeah, and I'll have the cake. And I did not order ice cream. When he brings me my meal, and our head waiter, his name is G'day. He's amazing. So when he brings me my dessert, he drops off G'day. Yeah, it's kind of spelled like Getty, but it's G'day.
I was gonna say he's a Canadian waiter. G'day.
Yeah. Well, or Canadian because it would be Getty, right? Like,
true.
Just not actually his name. Anyway, so he brings me the cake and then he brings me ice cream, and I'm like, I didn't order ice cream. He's like, I knew you'd want ice cream.
Wow.
Now this is why I understand cruising now, because you have the same wait staff.
The Legwig is basically like screaming at the screen right now, saying, "Stop sharing all the secrets."
No, I think he's screaming at the screen, going, "I told you so." Yeah. Chaos 13 says, looking forward to our cruise and wonder of the season July. Oh, that's a great ship. That's a great ship. Yeah.
Interesting.
So look, I get it. It's better than an airplane to go long distances because, going from Miami all the way down to St. Martin, it's not a short distance. Yeah. Ledwig just says, no, the more the merrier. Fun to sail with friends. I agree with you. But like, it's great because you can just go to bed and then you wake up and you're in St. Thomas, and then you go to bed and there's a day sailing and you're on the ship the whole day and you're enjoying, like, the low was 80 degrees and the high was 84 degrees. Like that was the weather the entire time we were there. It was amazing. No, it was, my wife's like, so I've got this conference in April and right after there's a cruise and it's on sale and we can get a cabin for like $800. And I'm like, I don't know that I should go off on an 8-day cruise like 2 months after I had just come off of a 7-day cruise. But yeah, it was amazing. Rich Campbell, good to see you, my friend. Rich Campbell of runasradio and .net rocks in chat, saying we're doing a 50th birthday cruise to Alaska this summer. I think there's 30 of us going. That is fantastic.
Wow,
that's amazing. We had 109 people on this cruise in our group, so it was a little chaotic. But Vizio MVP river cruises are great. You wake up in different cities with no wasted time on buses. Yeah, and again, you get to enjoy the amazing hospitality. The shows, Royal Caribbean, man, they do. So they had Hairspray the musical with Broadway caliber actors. As a matter of fact, one of the main actor characters was in Jersey Boys here in Vegas when they were running Jersey Boys here. So yeah, it was.
My cousin used to do lighting design and run the lighting boards for a couple of different cruise companies.
Yeah.
It's
high quality, high caliber.
We did a
DJ gig, and so I took my gear. this will lead to stories for the future. But so I brought my gear, and I'm like, oh, I just need a couple XLR cables. He's like, no, we got it. And he has this wireless pack, like that you'd wear for like a microphone or your in-ears or whatnot. And it's got RCA cables on it. He plugs it in. He pulls out his iPad. And then the entire sound system and the entire, like, this is a big venue, right? This is the venue they'll do, like, they'll have like the 80s, 70s and 80s cover band play in and stuff. And he's like, okay, we're good. He's like, do you need the monitors louder? And he does a little thing, and then the monitors are louder and the rest of the room sounds. Yeah. I was like, and then he disappeared. I'm like, I had to pay $65 for this guy to be here, and then he disappeared. But like anytime something like, was needed, like he was just right. I'm like, where did you? It was a good time. We had a great time. 100% recommend a cruise.
It's not like the AV people that we deal with at events, which are kind of not there.
Yeah, they were. The entire staff, the entire crew. I had nothing but good things to say about Royal Caribbean, and not sponsored, but they took good care of us. We had some chaotic things happening in the entire trip. Which we'll get to, but yeah, we should probably start the show here. But yeah, that was amazing. We can get to your well, you did a motorcycle trip. Did you do patch and switch after the motorcycle trip? Or
so you're missing a week in between there. So yeah, there was a week when you were on the cruise and I was working, and we did the show on Friday as scheduled. And I left on the Saturday to go to Puerto Vallarta.
Okay, we had just gotten on the boat.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Actually, we were the Friday of the. Let's see.
The Friday of the show, you could have done the show and you didn't freaking show up. That's nice.
No. I'm trying to remember. Was the Friday of the show the Friday we were on the boat, or if it was the Friday that we were traveling?
It's probably the Friday you were traveling.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was the 7th of February, dude.
We were on the boat.
There you go. You would have made it past the Mall of America. Into
we were on our way. I think we were on our way to St. Martin that day. That was a sea day. I think it was a sea day. I remember seeing Pierre, and he's like, "Oh, I listened to the show for a minute," and I'm like, "What show?" He's like, "Patch and switch," and I go, "What?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, reality." Sorry,
yeah. Like, that other pie.
I was just like, somebody points and says, your schedule says to go here, and I just go there and I do a thing.
Yeah. So prior to work piece, I was on vacation the week after, and I did 2 days of a motorcycle tour in the wilds of Jalisco. Did you say Jalisco or Jalisco? Jalisco. It's the state where Puerto Vallarta happens to be.
Outside. Oh, you were already like you did your motorcycle trip away.
Yeah. The motorcycle trip was actually in Puerto Vallarta. Actually.
Oh, I see. For some reason, I thought you were doing a motorcycle trip in the U.S. before you left.
No. So I left on a Saturday, Sunday night after a phenomenal dinner and lunch on the ocean in this place called Ocean Grill, which was amazing.
Because why wouldn't it be called Ocean Grill?
No, I know. It's the place to eat. It's outside of. It's in I want to say Bay de Tomelan or something like that. But you have to take a water taxi to get there. You can't get there by car. Great and awesome lunchtime. Got back from that and then got inside my riding gear and then caught a bus, a Puerto Vallarta Mexican bus in all of its glory for an hour and a half to get to this guy's compound. And so I was already kind of worried about leaving satellite traces and contact numbers with my friends in case this turned out to be a big scam and I was abducted somewhere.
You come back missing a body part that's for sale on the black market.
He owns 60 acres of land. He can only develop 5 acres of that land for where he lives. The rest he has to keep natural, which is awesome. Fully self-sufficient, water filtration, solar powered, Starlink powered internet, that sort of stuff. Really kind of cool. And then on the Monday, we left at like 7 a.m. to start our tours. Went through the wilds and craziness of the mountains up to some small little mining village that has 200 people left in it. It's been around for like 250, 300 years. And then did another 2-3 hours after that to get to another village where we stayed overnight, and then wash, rinse, repeat the second day. It was an awesome time. I only almost died twice because of my riding skills. The first time, came up over a hill, had an immediate descent right after that particular hill on this logging road style thing. And I don't know if you know, but if you hit a very deep and very soft patch of sand, the bike kind of goes squirrely on you, and you have to hang on to the bars hard enough, but not try to move them. You just stop them from moving, and the bike works itself out. So I had done
it's kind of like letting off the gas in the car.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, same kind of deal. Because the bike naturally is going to right itself up and stand itself right back up again. The problem is that I had cautiously looked down as opposed to staying to looking up. And when you look down, the bike tends to go where you're looking. And guess where I was looking? Over the edge of the cliff that I was right next to. So the bike was tracking straight for a sheer drop off that only had maybe a 1 or 2 foot berm of dirt that was stopping you from going over the edge. So I immediately went into self-preservation mode and jammed on every single brake possible. And so because of that, a body that weighs 200 pounds on top of a bike, it tends to be ejected from said bike when bike stops. So I ejected myself over the handlebars. I was only doing about maybe 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, if that. So tuck and roll. Rick makes it over, and the bike stops, and Rick stops before we go over the edge. So that was my first time almost dying. Second time later that day was doing hairpin switchbacks up the side of a mountain. Okay. I was in the wrong gear. I thought I was in second gear. It turns out I was in third. I geared down to be able to go up and around, and the bike just bottoms out and doesn't have the guts to move anywhere. So the bike basically stops and then leans over or falls over. But at that point, you just step off the bike. That one's the embarrassing one because it wasn't life preservation. It was just pure stupidity. So I ended up, the rule in our group was if that happened or something as stupid as that, you at least owe everybody on the tour a beer when you stop. So I had to buy beer for people for that one. So
there you go.
Amazing, beautiful footage, great pictures, amazing place I've never seen.
Do you have footage
before.
of you almost going over the edge?
Unfortunately, no. I did not have my cameras rolling. But I will say I'm still feeling that one. And the reason why is because I had my camera, my phone, on the handlebars of the bike up around the left-hand side. And when I went over top of the bike, the camera phone kind of went down my ribs and down my side as I'm ejecting over top. So I haven't quite determined if I fractured my ribs or maybe I've just dislocated something or maybe I've just bruised myself. But definitely when I sneeze, I can feel the motorcycle trip all over again. So,
and this was how many weeks ago, my friend?
This is a week ago on Monday. This happened.
Okay.
There's no sharp pains when I breathe. So I'm figured, I probably don't have a fracture. I'm good. But yeah, when I sneeze, it's like, I don't want to sneeze. So,
okay.
Scott's got a good point. Do you get trip insurance with high medevac coverage on these kind of trips?
Last funny story about this. I have the Garmin InReach messenger device that you press, and it has an SOS button with a safety cover on it, so you don't accidentally press it. That is attached to me so that if I get ejected from the bike and I'm someplace else, like the bike's up on top and I'm at the bottom, I can press the SOS button. And the guy's laughing at me because he's like, you realize that doesn't really work in places like this. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, the helicopters have only so much gas that they use to get to places. And then when you exceed that range, they just have to rely on local resources to be able to come and get you. So he's like, those local resources are me, as in him, going down the hill to the village where there's the farmer to convince them with a couple hundred pesos to come with his donkey to come and get you. And then if you've got broken bones, can you imagine being thrown on the back of a donkey and then ridden up the hill to come back out of the problem area and how that would feel? He's like, I would rather actually take one for the team and just end yourself at that point. You don't want to be riding for 2 hours with broken bones and ribs.
This sounds like a fantastic adventure to go on.
You
When
should
warning.
wait till I write my trip report on this one for.
Yeah, no kidding.
TripAdvisor.
Holy cow.
So
Hey, Rick, can you make sure that we have plenty of lead time before your next trip so we can get plenty of cameras and cameramen together to fully document a trip like this in the future?
Well, one thing I did realize is we really need to have, if you're going to be captioning kind of stuff, you need someone else. Like I use any motorcycle movie around, like Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman doing the long way up, long way down, long way around kind of flicks. You got to have a whole crew that films you. Like you can't, as a motorcycle person, you can't be bothered with trying to make sure that cameras are running and things are going because you got to focus on the freaking road.
Yeah.
So,
fair enough.
that's why there's no footage. Oh my goodness, we've talked almost half the show just about nothing, which is about what the show normally is.
That's pretty much what we normally do anyway, isn't it?
It is. It's fun stories.
So I've been back.
Are we officially in the first segment from the trenches? Okay.
Yeah, from the trenches. So I've been back. I've been back 2 weeks now. Yeah, I don't know.
2 weeks.
So lots going on. So I did a webinar on Azure and core platform security, basically, security in an Azure world with all the AI things. That was great. It was simulcast across YouTube, LinkedIn, and on YouTube, LinkedIn, and then on I think Tech Community actually has a live. I don't know if they actually, but I think it was on Tech Community. Answered some Q&A. I had a blog post that just come out recently on the Tech Community blog, the Azure blog. So I don't know if anybody knows this, but Tech Community, there's a new platform. And unfortunately, if you're not the person who actually clicks publish of the blog, your name, they can put you on as a co-author, but you don't show up unless you're actually logged into Tech Community. Like, maybe we should fix that because, the blog is owned by a marketing person. Yeah. And that's who I handed off my blog post to, and it's under his name. I'm like, put that on Sean, I get no credit for this.
I'll put that next to the list, which includes no RSS feeds as well.
Oh, there's no RSS feeds.
No RSS feeds on this thing either. Gotta love it.
Wow, that's interesting. So on the Azure, am I on the infrastructure blog? I am on the infrastructure blog. I did a post, which is Cloud Security is a City Planner. Oh. So basically I went through the security. It's just kind of a brief little post on the security section of the Azure well-architected framework. And I'm going to drop a link in chat here.
Yeah, I was about to say, drop some links, my friend.
And so basically, look, this is not the end all be. It's just making people aware that we have the well-architected framework in the security section. And I kind of broke down each of the sections as if you were like a city planner. Like, these are things you got to, you need to make sure that the right piping is in place. You've got the right, the right standards are followed, right? To sign off, making sure you've got the right permits. Just trying to make it more simplified view of that.
Not to the same level of having an HOA, please.
No, because it's actually like this is reasonable.
Okay, that works.
I thought it. You know what? I actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because I did think about the HOA and I went, HOAs don't get a real positive view on things.
HOAs were sold on the premise that it would maintain your property value and have a certain standard. Yes. And it's so BS. So BS.
Well, yeah, I live in one. I'm not. Ours is actually somewhat reasonable, apart from the parking situation. But again,
ours is really reasonable because it's actually run by a bunch of expat Canadians.
Oh, well, there you go. So you just sit around and apologize for everything.
You do, and you have lawn chairs and you have cases of beer.
There you go. That's how you get things sorted.
Yeah.
So our HOA president is actually a military helicopter pilot. Ooh. He flies the medical version of a Black Hawk. So the medevac. So he's when the ish really goes down, he's the one who really goes in.
So instead of a machine gun on the front, Gatling gun, it's actually syringes that come out to.
No, it's the what do you call those? The
two Tylenols and call me in the morning.
Yeah, basically wound, the bandages that you see.
Oh, the gauze bags.
Yeah, exactly.
The gauze bags.
No, so this is actually it's actually pretty funny because when they go out on maneuver, so we are actually on the way to where the Air Force has its
practice
areas, and he makes sure that his flight group, which is usually a group, it's either of 3 or 6 Black Hawk style helicopters, fly at very low altitude right over our house, and so he's at the end of my street.
Yeah.
I'm here. They go at like where I can see out my window and I can look right in their cockpit and he's waving, right? Like that's what he does to annoy his wife.
Intimidation factor. If you don't maintain the standards, you get a flyby.
No, so it was funny the first time I met him. So he's like, so if you ever see a Black Hawk style helicopter flying at very low altitude, that's just me saying hello to my wife as I fly over. And I'm like, okay. And then it happened. And it initially scared the ever-living crap out of me. And then I'm like, oh, it's just the neighbor. So now I warn people. I warned you when you came to stay with them. It's like, so my neighbor will do these low passes over the house because you came at the time when they were actually doing, they actually had some stuff happening at the base. So, yeah. But our board's pretty cool. Like, for the most part, there's some obnoxious things that are going on in the broader one, but doesn't really affect our little.
So I do have to ask, because I know you're not an avid blogger that blogs all the time. So
I am not good at blogging.
No, but you wrote this one. It sounds like it's an interesting story for the way you told it.
Yeah.
What are you going to be? Are you going to be doing more of these?
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing the next one. I've started working on, and I've sent it. Our marketing, I'm so glad I have marketing friends that actually will like edit things, because I tend to I'm trying to keep it short and sweet, like no more than 600-700 words. Cause again, TLDR.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to be doing one on Azure security baselines. That'll be coming out shortly. Probably next week. It may be delayed a little bit. There's supposed to be an announcement in between. It wasn't going to happen. Now, who knows? It might be happening. Yeah. Again, I'm not. So I'll be doing that. And then at least 2 more. There's 4 blogs over the next couple of months that I'll be doing around core Azure security. So think about everything that's kind of built into the platform. So I've got one bumping around in my head that says, that's like, so you have a public facing IP address. What next? Right? Because there's a bunch of things that you want to do if you have a public-facing IP address and an Azure service to protect it, right? So DDoS protection, various things, and then talking about the differences of the various services. So I've got some ideas bouncing around in my head. I'm not great at writing. Put me in front of a camera, I'll talk about it. That's kind of always been my thing. You're a big blogger. Have you gotten back into blogging?
I am threatening that I'm going to be.
You're threatening.
Just because I do enjoy it, and I enjoy the written word. I also enjoy video like yourself. So I've got some stuff planned in the not too distant future. On my side, and our team is focusing on a overall kind of overarching. This is our goal for where we're going for the style of content we're going to be creating for the next little while. And part of that is just quite simply, it's like a spinoff of what I talked about, one of Oren Thomas's sessions that he created for the AI tours that are going around the world that I delivered down in Sydney, Australia, back in the day, back in December, just around treating AI like any other workload. What's the infrastructure you have to have in place? How is it properly set up? And to tip of the hat towards you, how do you make sure you take advantage of all the ability to secure that in a way using the existing tools and add-on tools if you need them? But like, let's get through with some nice, simple guidance on how infrastructure teams that are operational folks are going to be dealing with all these different AI workloads that are going to be potentially coming into their world, so that they don't just say, "Whoa, hang on a second, we can't do this. If I'm going to be responsible for this, it's got to go through a 7-month schema review committee review."
Yes, the review board.
Back in the days.
Yes, right? Exactly.
So basically demystifying a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to be priming my team up to be able to go off and and speak about this intelligently in terms that our audiences understand, but then also give some just practical common sense guidance on how to be able to do stuff. So that opens up the opportunity for a lot of content to be created. I'm like, you know what? Walk the walk, talk the talk. I got to get on the freaking blogging platform too. So coming soon.
Yeah, that was a change for me, because it was kind of like I was voluntold that you need to write these blogs, and I'm like, I don't write blogs. Like I was never. I mean, like I do a guest appearance on occasion. I'd write something, and it'd be like, okay, that was the one thing I had to write for the next 5 years, and I'm good. So I do have to say tooling is great, because I was able to use something like Copilot to help me shorten my story. And then it's really cool because I could shorten it, and then I could ask it what it took out and make sure there wasn't any major things that I was missing, like summarize what you took out. And there was only one thing that ended up coming out that I really should have had it, and that thank goodness our marketing editor friend's like, yeah, you should have said what this thing was. And I'm like, oh, it was in the first draft, but I was trying to cut down words and make it shorter and make it more readable. The other thing that Copilot helped me with is that I had some, like I said, I had the HOA type of idea, and I actually asked it, how else would you describe some of this stuff? And it said something along the lines of like a general contractor. And then that triggered my brain to go, oh, but what about a city planner? Because like I'm thinking bigger than just bigger. The GC for a commercial building or something like that. So it's kind of cool just to, I'm thinking about doing this in this way. Would it, give me some idea? It helps spawn ideas for those of us who are creatively challenged.
Getting past that blank piece of paper or
get something started.
Blank Word doc.
Yeah.
And of course, our good friend, Mr. Rich Campbell, and also Jay Shock jinxed themselves because they said, quite literally, isn't that what large language models are for? To get you started on things? Yeah, it's iteratively prompt.
It's a great start, but it's a tool just like everything else, because the thing that's important to me for these blogs is that I still have to show up there, and the way I present things, and because I've, one of the important things for me particularly about what I do is anytime I'm presenting or delivering content, that it has there's a certain way about it that, I very storytelling-esque, where
has the authentic Joey Snow voice.
Yeah, exactly. It's got my voice, and it doesn't sound like it's just an AI bot. So, so I did a lot just in the couple of weeks that I've been back, lots of content published. And then I'm heading off to London next weekend.
Oh, very nice.
To be delivering the AI tour. So I think I may actually miss the next show. So let's see, 28th.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah. Well, I just get back. So I'll probably be jet lagged and won't say anything and just be sitting here with coffee going.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I'll be talking about securing AI workloads.
Very nice.
Doing some demos. Prep. That's next week. Demo prep. Yeah. I got it deployed. And I have somebody else on the team checking it to make sure
it works.
Anything. Yeah. No, not that it works, that I deployed it right. There's two different things. Did I deploy this right? Is Rick going to get a bunch of alerts saying that I violated 19 security policies? That's what I want to make sure does not happen.
Yeah. I screenshot those and we keep those for our one-on-one conversations later.
Yeah, I know.
And Joey, just to let you know, he will get those. It's just going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I try not to cause security incidents. I do try to prevent security incidents. Nice. What's the second segment of the show?
It's beer money, buddy. Beer money. Tech support you do for your friends, family, your dogs, your cousins twice removed.
I've done nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, I partially have done something, more diagnosis than anything else. Sort of tech related. You're in the middle of a call, you're talking, you're doing the meeting, you're doing the stuff you normally do for your day job, among other things. And then all of a sudden you get like a FaceTime request from your daughter who's in university. So if you're not actively engaged in the call, you can mute your microphone and then take the voice call for what's going on. Ella contacted me and she said, Yeah, so I'm in the Jeep. It's all warmed up because it's, minus 27 degrees Fahrenheit in North Dakota. And she's like, it's been warming up for like 10, 15 minutes. It's nice and cozy, but I went to go and put it into gear and drive off, but I put my foot on the brake pedal. I went straight to the floor.
Oh.
And she's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm not happy. And I'm like, good thing you didn't drive. I'm like, first of all, did you check the brake levels, the brake fluids and that sort of stuff? And she says no. And I'm like, well, get out of the truck and then go and open up the hood because she had a problem where the brake fluid was a bit low before. So she topped it up and then the light went away. She looked at it and she says, well, I can't tell if it's full. And I'm like, well, turn on the camera and then like show me over top of it. She looks right over top of the brake reservoir, empty. And I'm like, well, that's not normal. So I'm like, look underneath the car. Do you see any like red fluid anywhere? Sure enough, one area of the car, ginormous red fluid leak had come down. So because it's so cold, this is the theory from Mr. Roman, my mechanical advisor, or one of my many mechanical advisors, says, when's the last time you changed your brake fluid? I'm like, I don't know. Like, do you need to change? Is that like, what is it, like blinker fluid? You have to And he's like, no, you have to change your brake fluid because sometimes you can get water inside of it and you need to change it out every, 5 years or so. And I'm like, well, we would have changed it when we did the brakes and replaced the calipers and everything. But he's like, yeah, well, when was that? I'm like, 4 years ago or so. It was so cold, the moisture inside the brake lines had gone and frozen and cracked the brake line.
Yeah.
So she's now Jeepless until the Jeep goes into service next week to be able to go off and get the brake lines replaced. So oopsie. Yeah, that was my tech support. So sort of tech, not really tech, but yeah, lovely beer money for my daughter in university, remotely supported by FaceTime, and going through in that fashion. So I'm hoping it's only one line that's the problem. Maybe there's more. They're going to find that out and pressure check everything. And then they will be doing a full flush of the system and making sure we've got the right stuff inside of there.
There you go. I have a full beer money story.
Yes.
I actually converted my the friend I'm helping out and living with right now. I have converted her. Why did you mute yourself, Rick? And I can't unmute you.
No. So this is funny. This is funny. I had just right there at some point during the story, I had a Thunderbolt docking station reset, and every single one of my peripherals disappeared.
So let me guess, you heard this a lot.
And then it came back again. So interesting. I don't know why that happened. I think I might need to do some beer money support after the show on myself.
Exactly. No, I helped convert my friend over from Comcast. I'll be nice. Comcast over to Ziply Fiber, and got her connected with at first a UDR, Ubiquity Dream Router.
Yeah.
Except for the UDR was not going to work full time because she ordered the 2 gig service and the UDR only has a 1 gig WAN port. So we actually got a Ultra Cloud Gateway, and she now has full 2 gig fibers connection.
Nice.
Very nice. All the giggies.
All the giggies. All available.
Yes.
All the time.
All available giggies. Please report to the dance floor.
Nice.
Yes.
Are we quickly gonna do another segment of the show? Do you have any beer money support? You said you didn't have any this week.
I know none. We're back. Everybody's just back to doing all of the things. I mean, that's that's the nature of being away for a week, is that everybody just Heather's back and she's doing all of the post cruise travel reporting stuff to get it all scored and taken care of, and the kids back at school. Mac, immediately we came back, I think she was home a day before she ran off and was dog sitting at somebody's place for a week. And so yeah, it's just there's not been much not been much to do any support around here. But I do have some beer money. Sorry, some random spending, and I know we're skipping beer talk, but I think we kind of need to because
and Ledwig's here, so out of courtesy, we'll skip it.
Listen. I chastised him. I'm like, oh, I have a beer. You can't be around here because like I'm drinking a beer. Sorry, like later when I have a tiki drink, we'll hang out. But I have a beer. Sorry, yeah. And he just looked at me all confused, like like beer talk can't be here. So, the wife, you'll probably notice there's a monitor off to the side here. My wife had 2 monitors on her desk, but due to the way that she set up her desk, they were just not exactly aligned perfectly. You ever had this situation?
Models or same make and model?
Same make and model. Yeah, just not aligned perfectly. So she's like, she sends me a list of like 4 monitors. And she's like, which one of these are best? And they're like 38-inch ultra wides. So I'm like, okay. So
do you know what I call those 38-inch ultra wides? That's the Q4 spending. That has to happen before they lose their money. All the people in marketing, all of a sudden, all get new monitors.
Yes, well, she's like, look, I did good on the cruise, so I have to invest in the business. So I did look. We actually ended up getting her a Dell because there was a nice Dell. It's a lot different because she's like, oh, show me which one of these you recommend. And I'm looking at it like, because my widescreen curved monitor over here, it's not a 30, it's like a 32-inch or whatever it is. I care about like FPS. I care about like low lag. That doesn't matter when she's doing business. And so I'm like, yeah, I need to take into account all these other things and connectivity type. We got one that's actually USB-C, which is great because it plugs right into her dock, and it's everything's great. So random spent, got her a nice little Dell 30. I don't think it's a 38-inch, maybe it is, but a nice ultra wide, all set up, all rolling. And so she, you go in and she's got like, again, she's got the same amount of windows open. They're just smaller. Right? She's got them, in various places. And I'm like, how is this any more productive than 2 separate monitors?
Have you introduced her to Power Toys and the ability to have hot zones?
Not yet.
Because that way, that'll lock it for her for sure.
We have to slow adoption.
Slow training.
Listen, I don't need any more service tickets. Okay.
True.
Because literally those are I have a service ticket when you have a moment. This is something happening. And then of course immediately the next text message after that is, yes, I rebooted. So
nice.
Yeah. Have you random spent on anything?
Random spent for me was I bought some camera gear to be able to go off and do the second half of my Puerto Vallarta trip.
Are these cameras, are they non-rib breakable cameras?
Yeah, these are the one. Well, these cameras would actually kill you. Like when I came into
and this got approved how?
Well, when I came into Puerto Vallarta, they scan all your bags for like, are you bringing like vegetables and raw meat and cheese and stuff like that inside the place? They actually pulled mine aside because they scanned my camera bag. And the reason why they did is because the density and the size of my 70-200 prime lens, like it's a solid lens that weighs about 1.5 kilos or more. Like it's a heavy freaking lens attached to my body of the camera. So that's not the new thing that I bought. I bought for the very first time, a 2X converter or upscaler. I don't know what they call it. It's a 2X. So basically my 70-210 became a 140-400. So super zooms.
Wow.
So what that means for me is I'm taking shots. I'm a hobbyist photographer that's reasonably good. And I'm shooting softball. So I have to have super fast lens and a big wide aperture to be able to go off and get the freeze frame of the swing of the bat and no flash and stuff like that. So in the past, whenever I was shooting the batter, I'd always have to switch from side to side to get the batter nicely zoomed and cropped and framed. With this lens, I could be in the center of the outfield with the 400 zoom and like frame up a beautiful shot of the batter on one side, and then in the foreground you've got the pitcher and you got the catcher and the umpire. Unbelievable. Great shots. But anyway, the security guards did not like the fact I was bringing in this ginormous thing and then I didn't declare it as doing work. It's like, no, I'm a hobbyist. I'm not doing work. This is just my camera. So what I did buy,
my kid is playing. I need pictures of my kid.
Right. So basically I bought the 2X converter, which was cool. It's about $400. And then I also got a battery pack grip for the camera as well, because in the past I had to carry 3 batteries with me as I'm shooting. I'd have to then wait for an opportune moment, pop the battery out, put the new battery in, and then keep on going. Now with the hand grip, I can fit 2 batteries in there, and also they become hot swap as well. So very handy. That was my random spend that I did. Did one of your pictures that was perhaps of your daughter with her intense look when she's at bat end up on the main wrap-up page of the tournament on the NDSU website that I may have screenshotted? Was that one of your photos? So I am the official volunteer media photographer for the NDSU softball team. I get media passes to be able to go to the events. So I can also walk anywhere in the field. So if you've seen NDSU softball photos, 9 times out of 10, it's probably mine. And they generally credit me, actually. Yeah. Is that like, yeah, that's probably, that's because because I was disconnected. So yeah. I normally, like, let's be clear. So I'm probably just as big of a fan of Ella playing softball as you guys are. Yeah. I watch live stats, or when I was on the cruise and I knew the tournament was going on, I wasn't paying it. Yeah, there you go. There's the photo. And the funny thing is that's so. The other thing is they don't. That's not from this year. That's from last year. Oh, there you go. Oh, and that's somebody else who got tagged in it. So yeah. Anyway, so I was going to check on how things went for the weekend because I was completely disconnected and I was not paying attention to softball. And that was the picture I saw. And I'm like, well, there's Ella. Yeah. So yeah. So the saying goes basically is like that particular one, they used a different person's photography for it. The athletics director for the softball team, he doesn't give the pictures out to the social media team as easily as I make them available to everybody. And so the coaches have actually clandestinely given the link that I give to the coaches to the media teams to be able to use my photos. There you go. Hey, yeah. Speaking of media teams, real quick, because I know we're closing. Woo. I know we're closing in here. Yeah. I have to. I don't know if you were on social media, on Instagram and everything. USA Hockey yesterday on Instagram did an amazing kind of video reel on their Instagram story feed. It was actually really, really well done leading up to the final of the Four Nations Cup against Canada. That video was actually produced by our good friend, Mr. Chuck's son, C5, or Charles Kroll V, who now works for USA Hockey. So correct. I have to give him a shout out. Yeah. Those of you who may have seen it, it's actually really cool. And yeah, I was like, I wonder if he did this. And then of course I see Dad's post on social media. And not a political commentary, but when your posts, one of your very first social media posts as being somebody doing social media or media for USA Hockey gets reposted by the president, that's probably a big deal kind of thing to happen for your one of your very first posts that he's done working for the team. So yeah, I've been that one on my performance review for sure. Yeah, no doubt. So we're coming up on the end of the show, and we did a bad job of not promoting that. You could have helped name the show. Yeah, but I'm look, if I head over to patchandswitch.showbot.tv and look at words, there's a lot of WorkSafe words that we have, and lots of people submitting them. Nice. So we're going to look at them as well. Exactly. So we've got Streaking Inches, Burrow of Disaster, Ghost Blogger, Veterinarian, Cruising, Crew Sing, Pure Stupidity, Over the Edge, Garmin SOS, Bruising or Cruising, Who Needs RSS, Gauzed or Claused, Blog Threats, Super Zoom, Rick the Stringer. Nice.
I think we have to go with bruising or cruising, streaking ghost blogger.
This week's episode was a Boat2BoatCabless, USBCondom, and BangWord.
Yes.
So the folks that are involved, Kowski, DJ Eddie, and Visio MVP, congratulations. You are now going to be immortalized in next episode of the Patch and Switch Show.
Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, so going back to the previous topic, there have been some schedule changes for NDSU softball due to frigid temperatures.
Correct. So in Texas, apparently it's only 2 degrees centigrade right now, so they're not playing today. But they will be playing tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, and it will be streamed on ESPN and on some university network. I don't know what it is. Yeah. So
East Texas A&M. But I already have, the reason I know about that is because I have my ESPN alert that says the game has changed.
Nice.
So. Yeah, can somebody explain the USB condom thing though?
What is going on with
I have no idea. I thought I heard Pierre.
I know the backup sound engineer got involved for some reason. I don't know why, but
and his sound was horrible.
We gotta cue the music coming in here. We're at time, my friend.
That's it. And with that sound, that means we've come to the end of another exciting episode of the Patch and Switch program. Big thanks to our good friend Jay Flo. Hey Cooper, good luck with the thing. Please keep us informed. Rosie had to have her teeth removed, and Daisy had them removed, so it's all good. So thoughts there. Kowski, thanks for joining us. Visio MVP as per usual. Our good friend Mr. Rich Campbell, join him. .NET Rocks, also run as radio on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. # sponsored, not sponsored. Let's see. Who else did we have in the program? We had Absolutely. We had our good friend Ledwig. It was good to spend a week with him on a boat. I'm all about cruising now. Did I miss anybody else? Chaos 13, DJ Eddie. We're back in 2 weeks' time. Until then, have a weekend, everybody.
Did you see the size of Cooper's monitor?
That is like a 976-inch curved monitor.
It's massive. I can't.
Yeah. And that's the dog's monitor.
That's the dog's monitor. Yeah.
How can you work with that?
So that's Joey, that what we have to do is you get yourself a big one and you give her yours.
No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work anymore. No.